Alrighty, hello everyone. I have just finished off The Mercy of Gods by James A. Corey. That is the pen name of two authors who created The Expanse, what actually I have on the shelf right back here. Just like The Expanse, I love this. Easy to read. I did this very quickly, but still big in its concept. This is a very well written book. I don't know yet if you're one of the, like 50 people who watch these videos. I do. I've been harping about how this right here is my favorite book so far this year. This is, I can't choose actually. This is just that good. So let me set it up. This starts out with a trope of here's how we got here. So an actual alien starting out with a little summary of, oh man, here's some of the stuff we went through, and this one guy who was the cause of them all, his name's Dafyd, which is spelled D-A-F-Y-D, and then it begins. The Earth is a distant memory. A spaceship ark brought everyone to a new world. It did not say how long the journey took. Once they got to the new world where the story picks up, it's been thousands of years since they landed. And so the thing is, though, they haven't apparently advanced that much in technology beyond us here now. So it's like a 10 minutes into the future level of technology, which, okay, but it seems like they should be a bit more advanced than that. But so a little negative there, and you'd think they'd be just quite a bit further along the way. But there is already an indigenous life form there. It's a basic one, and this starts off as a celebration because the tree of life for that indigenous species was made compatible with our own. So there's this group of scientists who are responsible for it. And then the alien invasion begins. It's not much of an invasion. It's quick. It's easy. They are too powerful. I noted to someone that if you want to know what it's like, if something like Hitler had the power of power over the galaxy, what would it be like? It's here. It reminded me very much so, because they don't just go in and destroy everything. They go in, take over, you're at our mercy, and we're going to take the stuff we deem useful and discard the rest. And so very quickly they get to know who everyone is. The group of scientists responsible for that joining of the two trees of evolution decided we're going to take these people along with quite a few others, and they whisk them off to what is, I may have missed it. It seems to be a prison world. It may actually be the home world, but it's possible that the home world and the prison world are two different things, and I just missed it. But there they are in this prison world. It's just the few of them, and they aren't making contact with other humans. They're put into a lab. Here's where you live. That thing you did that you were celebrating, you're going to do it here. Here's this species, you have to make them compatible with each other. And so they don't have much of a choice. They have to go about their business. The invasion aliens are called the Carricks, and they're very sort of large, let's call them sea creature type beings. They have some hind legs and forelegs and forearms and multiple eyes, that kind of thing. So what they don't realize is that they are in a form of competition, not like Hunger Games competition. They just didn't know. They were thrown in there, start to do their work, and this monkey-like alien species decides, oh, we've been tasked with that too. We're going to have to kill you to get rid of you. And when the first attack happened, they go to complain, look, how are we supposed to do this if these guys attacked us? Well, the Carricks, well, we don't know. What do you want us to do about it? Just, you got to fend for yourself, so you're just useful. What, you can't defend yourselves? And so you have a little war going on, and they don't have much in the way of resources other than what they can find in a lab, and the tools and equipment and so forth. So here's where all the arcs start and the characters start to change. The journey to get there took a while and was rather difficult. The fellow that was in charge of them, Tanner, he was their group leader. Now he starts to get more abrasive. He's starting to crack from the stress of all this. They haven't rebelled against him, but he keeps putting his foot down. I'm in charge and you're just going to like it. Another one that stood out, there was this woman, she had a problem with her mind in that she was excessively suicidal even from a young age, and drugs kept her in a normal state. Well, when the battles begin and they have to defend themselves, she turns into a full-on murder hobo. This David fellow, he pretty much stays pretty steady. I mean, there's a little change at the end there, but he's the level-headed one of the group, and he's going to be the biggest factor in this. He's set up to be the main character, although throughout the book it switches perspectives between characters a lot, so there isn't one just yet. So the other thing here, so what occurred to me, and it's something that a lot of scientists will debate about, is that an invading force that would come here would be benign to us because it requires friendliness and cooperation to do such a difficult thing as travel between the stars. And it's not like I came up with the retort to this, but I am of the mind that it's not about good or evil, benign or malignant. As long as you have order, you're going to go out to the stars if you wish to. It just requires obedience. So someone could show up and not be friendly. If there's, of course, SETI, searching for messages from space. There's also active SETI, which wants to beam messages out. And people are very much against this, because if nobody's friendly, we can, advertise that we're here and they come and get us. Well, it's a little too late to hide it, not from our radio signals, because if you took the Arecibo telescope and you threw it out there 2 light years from Earth, it wouldn't pick up our radio messages. Obviously, you can have a much bigger one far away, but still the radio broadcasts are omnidirectional, and so they dissipate rather quickly. The nearest star is over 4 light years away, so if they were there picking up, trying to look for our radio signals, they're not going to hear us. But for at least a century now, our radars have been going out, and they are a direct beam. And so those can be detected for like thousands of light years, but they've only been going on for about a century. So anything would have to be within 100 light years of us to know that we're here. So we got that going for us if we're trying to hide. So it's just a matter of time, though. We can't stop that already. So you might as well send messages. It's already a done deal, and you can't take it back. So from here, see, do I want to try to entice you some more? There's, as they wish to fight back, there's more. There's going to be, the Carracks have enemies. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to call this spoilers from here on out. Here we go. There's a second invasion pictured for another world in this book, and before that happened, that civilization that got attacked, they sent a spy to the original homeworld where the scientists were before they got invaded, and the spy took the form of a bit of nanotechnology that got into someone's body, and it unfortunately it kills the body if it leaves that body, but it retains so far that we can tell. I don't know if it's the actual real original person or just a copy of it. So it takes over one person, jumps to a new host. Now it has the memories of that person in that new body with the person that's in that new body. The new body, like if it took me over, I'm still conscious, can make decisions, but it's in there and it can control me and what I do and what I say. And so as it takes over more bodies, it gets more people that it can talk to, that it's taken over, and it starts to change. It was just an automaton. It was a tool. It was a spy. And they placed it on that world before the invasion. So when the Carricks came, it would take them, and it can act as a spy inside the Carricks and just take in information and send it out to its allies. It's the coolest thing to read about. And so the thing is that one of the scientists, of course, knew this invasion was coming, but it couldn't say anything. It wasn't allowed to. There is some sexual politics here when they get to this prison world, because it's called the swarm that invades the body. Well, it was with Tanner first, and then because it was in this woman's body, and eventually she just leaves him and goes off with David. And then in order to prevent them all from being killed because there was this rebellion, it has to convince David to turn them in, or else they're all going to get killed. This one faction, they have to stop them. It's like a tattletale on them. And he is beside himself. He doesn't want to do this because there's a brother and sister, and the brothers on one side and sisters, well, she's on their side, and he just can't deal with the fact that now they're going to have another loss. Thinking very small, not necessarily with the bigger picture, but it goes off that way, and this swarm leaves that woman's body and takes over a man's body, and makes him Tattletale. He was going to be part of the faction that was going to rebel and get them all killed. And it's just back and forth drama. It's very good. And finally David takes over, and it's going to be interesting. And really, he wasn't taking over. Once the rebellion was crushed, the Carricks took them all in. You did good. David's in charge. And poor Tanner's just going to have to learn to deal with that. We'll see how he deals with it. I don't know what he's going to do, because Tanner's set up, I don't know if he's going to start murdering somebody, or if he's going to self-sacrifice himself, or if he's just going to come to heal, or maybe he's going to become a great friend. Who knows? But that's book one. I don't know how many books they intend on this series. I mean, the Expanse was, I don't remember, 12 or 13 books. So we'll see what happens here. If it goes 12 books and it's this good, I'll stick with it. The Expanse had a couple of books that were still good, but not as good as the rest, so there's a couple little dips, so we'll see what happens here. The Mercy of Gods by James A. Corey. Up next, let me get it. Brand new book 2, The Dead Cattail Assassins by P. Clark. I cannot pronounce that first name. Deli? There we go, that's next. This is a quick one. Assassins have to follow rules. Somehow the rule was broken, and I am assuming she's in trouble. Again, there's something, I mentioned this in a previous video. In a lot of Assassins books, the popular assassin books, not a lot of assassinating. Like, here's some money, go kill that guy, and then we'll give you more money when you're done. Instead, there's assassins who have some past of assassinating things, and now they got to deal with some situation. I'd like to see some actual, well, here's the job of the assassin, and here's how it's done. Well, like a Day of the Jackal. You see him performing his assassination, all the planning he goes through. It'd be nice to see something like that. we'll see what happens here. I don't know if that's the way it's going to be, but that book is next. Hope there's such a small book, you know, I don't know, maybe, will there be enough material that's not so spoilery that I can do a video on? If not, I might do a double, read another book and do a double. We'll see. That's it. Thank you very much. Wanted to talk about this great book. Nice start to a new series. Hope you get it. Hope you enjoy it like I did. Thank you. Have a lovely day.